Oh, James, come on in. Have a seat. I'm glad you could see me today.
Oh, sure. No problem. This is a nice office.
No, it could be a little bigger. It's kind of claustrophobic in here, and I sure wish I had a window. It gets warm.
Oh, hey, can you send my pass right away? Otherwise I'll forget.
Oh, these hall passes are such a pain, aren't they? Sometimes we have way too much bureaucracy, especially with the new administration.
No, it could be worse. I mean, I'm sure it just helps them to keep track of everybody. I don't mind.
Well, most students wouldn't share your perspective.
No, I suppose not. So what did you want to see me about?
Well, James, some of your teachers and a few of your closest friends, and even Coach Riley, they have spoken to me. They're worried about you.
Worried? What for?
Well, no, they really like you, and they seem to genuinely care for you.
Well, I've got good friends and teachers. And Coach Riley's the best track coach I've ever had.
James, I want to put this delicately, but I need to make you aware of their concerns. They seem to think that you are too happy, too upbeat all the time, too positive and optimistic.
What?
I don't think what they've described is a healthy perspective for you. That's why I called you in to talk.
I'm not quite sure I'm following you.
Look, James, I'm not trying to upset you, but this kind of perspective, this being happy all the time, I mean, it's just not realistic for someone your age. I worry that you're masking something. Would you like to talk about it?
About what?
About what you're feeling inside.
But I'm not feeling anything inside. Well, I mean, I'm feeling just fine inside. There's no problem.
Denial is one of the first signs, James. Look, let's see if we can just take a few tests and see if we can get at the root of the problem, okay?
But there is...
James, what do you see here?
A glass of water.
And how much water is in it?
I don't know exactly. I'd say it's half full.
Most people would say it's half empty.
Well, I guess it just depends on how you look at things.
Exactly. Now, on most days, would you say that you feel like this? Or like this?
The second one.
Okay. How about this one? Like this? Or like this?
The sun.
All right, one more question. How do you feel about the cafeteria food?
It's pretty good most of the time. I mean, it sure beats the cold bologna sandwich I'd be bringing otherwise.
That's what I was afraid of.
What?
You have a distorted view of reality for someone your age.
I do?
You do. And that generally means that you are covering up a more deeply rooted problem. Something that you don't want to face. Now, what is that, James? Let me help you.
There isn't anything I don't want to face, Miss Olson.
James, you will never overcome this if you don't confront it. Aren't you getting hot? Man, I wish I had a window in here. I am getting so warm, aren't you?
I'm not facing it. I just believe that every day is a gift from God, and it's filled with His blessings. So if that makes me optimistic, as you call it, so be it.
James, that is an unrealistic view. No teenager feels that way.
Well, I do. And so does God. I mean, He tells me to rejoice in Him always.
You see, that is also an unrealistic view. I mean, you cannot go through life being happy all the time.
I didn't say happy, I said joyful. And you can if your hope is in the life after this one.
No, that is another unrealistic view, James. Healthy people live in the moment, not fantasizing about some better place. Now, fess up, James. Aren't there days when your schoolwork is too hard? When your parents don't understand you? When the teachers are unfair? Those hall passes downright infantile? The administration oblivious and unfeeling? And God, can it get any hotter in here?
You know what? There is something I don't want to face, Miss Olson. You.
What? But, James,
Oh. And by the way, if you don't want it to get any hotter in here, I'd be a little more careful about what you ask God for.
James, I'm only trying to help. Careful what I ask God for? What do you mean by that? Oh, where is the hammer? I'm gonna make my own window!